YouTube, what's going on? It is T90 Official and welcome back. Things might look and sound a little bit different during this video, just so you know, because I recently have a new PC setup. It gives me the ability to zoom further out. I'm recording in 1440p now. I'm not sure if we'll stay with this, but it certainly is nice as a caster to be able to zoom this far out. Also, my mic settings haven't been toyed with too much, but I needed to upload YouTube content, so I hope you guys will enjoy this one because it is very, very special. MBL is our blue player, and he's playing as the Mongols in this 1v1. And Liereyy is a red player, and he's playing as the Mayans. The Mongols are a fantastic civilization for someone like MBL because he likes to steal. They have that scouting bonus, so they can see your resources before you see your resources. And MBL is already on the way at 1 minute and 50 seconds to Lierey's base. Now, Liereyy, he's probably expecting the potential. He knows MBL. MBL is known as a lamer, as a stealer. And he's looking for one boar. He probably figures, if I see one boar, I'll be okay. You know, I can maybe push some deer, as pros often do. Lierey's scouting the back of his base, taking his good old time, and MBL finds both of the boars. One hit on each, and he's on his way back to his town center. Now, if you were gone from the Age of Empires 2 community and returned recently, you might be thinking, why are these pigs following the boar? MBL only got one hit. Oh yeah, that's right. In Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, they made it so it only takes one hit to aggro a boar. So instead of taking 2 hits per boar, which would make a double boar steal not possible, 1 hit per boar is very possible for high-level players. And MBL, who hunts 50% faster with Mongols, brings both of Lierey's boars back to his TC. This is a real problem for Liereyy. Like I said, if you lose 1, that's one thing. If you lose 2, that's another. And he also didn't know for sure. This is perfect scouting. He might be thinking, is there a boar here possibly?
Jay?
Did MBL steal a boar? What's going on? Like, it's kind of better. I mean, it is better. If you realize your opponent has stolen the boars, we'll see how Liereyy adapts. MBL just got 700 food, easiest food of his life, and he still has 2 boars at his base. Incredible. So while we have the time and while we wait for the inevitable feudal age from MBL, he's going to go very aggressive with all this food. He should have a very fast feudal time. I want to hear your opinions on the whole boar thing, specifically in regards to Hidden Cup 3. A Hidden Cup 3 of 16 best players in the world, all will be fighting for, well, they're not going to be all fighting for $50,000, but the prize pool is going to be over $50,000 when we're all said and done. Biggest Age of Empires 2 prize pool since, I don't know when, I think 2001. But anyways, all players are playing on hidden identities, and it's very exciting for players like MBL to steal a boar during that event, because then you say, oh, it's MBL, oh, it's Vivi, oh, it's Yo, but it seems a little strong. Just one hit? One hit? I mean, before, it was strong enough, right? Because you have to get 2 hits, you get a boar, your opponent's down, the opponent is down 350 food, and then you're up 350 food, but there was a 700 swing there. That's crazy. So what does Liereyy do against this? Yeah, so give me your thoughts in the comments. What does Liereyy do against this, guys? Well, he's doing what he can do, and he's pushing in some type of food. He's pushing in some deer. So, normally, I would say in my commentary, you lose 1 boar, and you push 4 deer, that's 350 food lost, and quick math, sorry, my phone just went off. Oh, my phone just went off again. I think that, this is embarrassing, YouTube. Okay, 4 times 100, that's 400, plus 560, 560. I just did the math in my brain out loud, which makes no sense. Anyways, this is why we should leave math to spirit of the law. But the point is, it's like, I normally say, push 4 deer if you lose 1 boar. But here, you lose 2 boars, it's not so easy. And Liereyy pushes in 3 of his 4 deer, and he farmed early, he sent extra berries. I mean, he did an excellent job at adapting. And now MBL's thinking, alright, let's go forward, let's finish this guy off. And he really should be thinking like this because he knows he has an advantage, he knows he's going to have a lot of food. Now, another thing you could do is you could just go for a fast castle age with all that food. Instead, MBL has gone for a very fast feudal. Not too different from what you would normally see from Mongols. And he's here with actually a forward stable, looking to go with forward scouts. Now, forward scouts is a little bit interesting because normally scouts, they have mobility. So, especially when the players are so close, it's not really that necessary to go for forward building when you're producing a unit that's so quick. But here's Liereyy now, and Lierey's going to have to deal with this. Down 700 food. Liereyy is 15% of the way from the next age. And MBL is placing a tower, which is a pretty good tower. It denies the stone. It also hits the berries, which Liereyy will need for food. I'm just waiting to see MBL create a few more scouts now. Suddenly, it doesn't look like he has all that much food. And he will kill one villager at the cost of a scout. So MBL denies the berries, and this is the lead you would expect from a guy who stole all that food. He still has his deer at home, actually, if he wants to take it. But the thing about Mongols and Mayans, Mongols, they very much have a big power spike in early game, which we're seeing. Faster scouting, or more line of sight in the scouting specifically, and more mobility, faster hunting. Mayans, they're like a slow erupting volcano. They start off strong, they make a little bit of waves early on, but slowly but surely their power builds. Their resources last longer, you get those archers massed, get those walls up, they just get stronger and stronger and stronger. And so Liereyy just realizes now, I've got to delay. And if I beat this guy, if I beat this thief, well, it'll be talked about for ages. Well, you see MBL's running around, but MBL hasn't really been able to do anything yet. MBL, you know, he stopped producing scouts at home. He's actually investing into farms, so if something happened there, I expected a whole lot more of a wave of pressure. And MBL didn't mine any stone at home. He actually mined the stone forward now, and he's placing a tower here, which Liereyy will deny because Lierey's building his own defensive tower, and he'll actually bail on that for now. Now, what I really like about this new setup is that I can zoom this far out. It's quite nice, and we can talk about the resources that Liereyy has available. Wow, Liereyy, nice quick walls. I mean, Liereyy has gold, and he has a wood line. Well, he has plenty of wood lines, right? But he has his gold and his wood for now, and he also has the farms, and what he's making is not going to be easy for MBL to deal with once it gets massed. He has spear and eagle, he has some archers, and you see, that's why Liereyy bailed on building that tower before. He deletes that and uses the stone he has left to build another counter tower here. And this is all for protecting farms. It's all for protecting farms. I mean, now if MBL wants a tower again, Liereyy, he has to commit to this one. He doesn't have the stone to build anymore. But so far, Liereyy is holding off MBL. And I think at this point, MBL's probably just resigned himself to the fact that, well, I can't really do any damage to him anymore. I've created some scouts, but I'm not getting in there. So I think now MBL will just do his best to make the counter to what Lierey's making at home. And you see MBL making some skirms now. This does not feel like Liereyy lost 2 boars at the beginning. It does not feel like he lost 2 boars at the beginning, but he did. And he's done very well since then. He's even walling up over here. This is kind of interesting. I guess he doesn't know that that's closed off, but he's just making sure. And MBL, perhaps surprised by the archers coming out, loses a villager next to that tower foundation. So all that happened for MBL, all that happened to this dirty lamer, as we call it, is he lost a vill. And no, he did kill a villager as well. Actually, he did kill a villager. That is important to point out. Sorry, I have a little bit of a cold. It's like everything happened at once. I'm recovering from a cold. Also, I have a new PC. Also was in a bit of a mental funk lately, so... Anyways, regardless, this is exactly where Liereyy would have wanted to be in mid-feudal age if you would have asked him at the start of this game. And at this point, MBL, if you lose the game, whatever, right? You lose the game, whatever, but losing this way? I mean... Lierey's going to bring this up to you in your team chat. The next time you try and give some advice to your teammates, they're going to bring this up. So MBL, you've gotta you've gotta finish him off here, man. See how Liereyy can hold. He's just now getting fletching for his archers. MBL already has fletching on the skirmishers, so this is quite a strong combo for MBL because the skirmishers counter archers and they also will take out any spearmen. This is normally where you either need a lot more archer numbers, so at the moment Liereyy is outnumbering MBL, or you would need to have some eagles in the mix. And you see an eagle or two on the way now from this barracks. Realistically, what MBL did was he invested a lot of that food into eco upgrades and then into more long-term food. So I can't really look at it at home right now, but he got all of his farm upgrades. He got his double bed axe upgrade. Basically, he got a lot of eco upgrades. And there we go. He's expanding that economy now. Cute little economy. It's interesting how he's placed these houses. Hasn't really placed them with a purpose, I have to say. And he's also not walling up, so he needs to make sure he continues to pressure. Well, here he comes. The skirms have armor, the skirms have attack, and Liereyy needs to hold. Liereyy quickly walls in the stone. That was just disgustingly good. He sends the eagles in. MBL's using the scouts after the eagles. He'll use the skirms after the archers. This is not going to be easy for either player to micro. And I'm really surprised that MBL bailed with the scouts there. I really feel like he could have engaged versus this eagle at least and taken it out. But in the end, the KD doesn't work in Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. In the end, it wasn't too bad for MBL, actually. He still killed a lot of bodies here, or produced a lot of bodies after the kills. And all he's really worried about seems to be the archers. Now, I wonder if Lierey's worried about the archers anymore, or if he's going to make a full eagle switch. Because he's added another barracks, so maybe it's the case that Liereyy lost archers, but he's not too concerned about losing them because he doesn't want them long term. So, interesting little skirmish. I can't say any player's really all that far ahead after all that. MBL now wants to place a tower here. I think he really just wants to secure the stone, take out a few farms in the process, but mainly the stone. Liereyy immediately reacts, and we're going to zoom back out here. And MBL might end up needing to bail on that tower. But MBL still benefiting from that boar steal in the sense that he invested into his economy at home, like I said, more long-term thinking. MBL is on his way to Castle Age 30% faster than Liereyy. Still, Liereyy is alive in this game, a game where he lost 2 boars to MBL. Really impressive. Like, I think we're going to look back and say that MBL probably could have chose a different strategy choice at the start of feudal. But the reality is, Liereyy had a really solid feudal time after losing 2 boars. Like, that is not easy. And speaking of not easy, we've seen both of them microing the only ranged units they have. It's funny, the melee units are just like, help me out, guys, help me out. And Liereyy even ends up picking off a skirmisher there, which is interesting. Okay, so MBL will know he traded versus the archers. He'll know that Lierey's making eagles. Now he needs to go for units that counter those eagle warriors. And what is his choice? He's actually producing a few scouts now, which is interesting. MBL does like to go light cav, but I don't know if this is really the time for it. Anyways, MBL will go for stable units. He will go for knights. Again, surprised he created a few scouts. Maybe he wanted to take an engagement before he got upgrades. He's also getting Bodcanero for his towers, which is fascinating. I mean, it would also affect the skirmishers, of course, but really expected him to go for more stable upgrades. But he figures, I have all the control. I'm fine. Liereyy figures, I've just got to wait him out a little bit. My mid-Castle Age, my early imp is stronger than Mongols. I have the slow erupting volcano civilization. I've just got to take my time here. And look how annoying MBL's being here. Kill the villager on the farms with the tower. And there's the town center for Liereyy. Eagle warriors on the way, so these scouts will be, or sorry, these eagle scouts will be eagle warriors soon. And what about MBL at home? No new town center yet. He could do that soon. Still pumping out knights. Has the scouts, has the skirms. Has the towers, of course. I don't know how long they're going to last. And he also has a bit of mobility, so maybe this would be the time to break through these walls. Liereyy, again, is going to have to react to this in some way. And he was thinking about leaving his base. Is he actually going to commit to this? I actually really like this zoom. This zoom is quite nice. I can see everything. Okay, so Liereyy decides to commit heavily to the walls at home so he can get a counterattack in. And here he goes. MBL figures he has to deal with this. I'm going all in on him. He has to deal with this. He'll never arrive to my base. And Liereyy is going to MBL's base. This is what we call base trade, guys. This could be really awkward. I see the quick walls from Liereyy. He does get a knight conversion, and so far, I mean, he seems to be safe. And then you have eagles in 3 different areas at MBL's base. You see villagers going down on the left. That's 2. It'll be 3. It'll be 4, possibly. Well, Lierey's actually going to take the lead with the villagers after this. Look at the amount of kills there. 49 for Liereyy and 43 for MBL. The payback is on the way. Look at this revenge from Liereyy. You know what's funny is these could be the villagers that ate his boars. We don't know. Maybe MBL repositioned them off of food to wood at some point. At least one of those villagers probably had a taste of Lierey's boar. I mean, still over here, it's not pretty for Liereyy. He's had a lot of idle time, but he's on the way to cleaning that up. He has 50 villagers and it's 41 for MBL. This is not a great fight. But with 2 monks on the way, MBL wants to make quick work of the monks with the skirms, but the skirms are going down, the monks are healed. Or sorry, they're safe and inside the TC, and all of this is leading to Liereyy being in a great position after that early loss in this game. Crazy. Oh no! MBL overchopped the wood line! It's 54 villagers for Liereyy, and it's 42 for MBL. Oh my goodness, what a disaster for MBL. Man, started off this game strong. Started off feudal age strong. Dave always says it when we cast together. Mayan privilege, man. Mayans can do this. Mayans can just sit back behind their walls and get so strong. 60 villagers for Liereyy. 44 for MBL, and now we're in a position where MBL needs to do damage. Excuse me, sorry, I had to back away from the mic for a second there, but you know, he is to do damage. If you're behind by this many villagers, you have to start thinking castle drops, big knight raids. But my concern for MBL now is he can continue to make more knights, but Liereyy already has monks out there to convert them. Liereyy has 20-ish more villagers, and he has a whole lot of eagles. So I mean, if you look at the eagle numbers Liereyy has with the monks, this could be very bad for MBL. And look at Lierey's play. First he hopped into the tower. Actually, he hops out of the tower, and MBL spots that. But this is dangerous for MBL. He needs a big engagement. Can Liereyy get some revenge for those boars? Or is it all gonna come right back into MBL's control? I mean, there's a stone here, there's a gold here, and there's a gold way down here as well. So I mean, this is all about map control right now for MBL. Also consider the fact that he wants to catch up in vills. He is safe at home. This is funny, man. This is funny. Ooh, like the monk hopping in and out of the tower is cracking me up right now. Because MBL is trying to focus them down, too. It's hilarious. Oh, sorry. I'm still not used to the hotkeys I have set up for the scroll yet. Also, I'll have to look at older videos to compare, but I feel like with the 1440p, this feels a little bit closer than what I was used to at normal resolution. And I'm not sure if that's the case. It's just how it feels right now. Okay, that's certainly closer. Pay no attention to the countdown, by the way. There's a... Oh, hold on a second. The conversions are coming in. Wrong time to talk about the countdown. That's 3 conversions for Liereyy. Wow, that's huge. 3 conversions. The rest of the knights are going to die. The skirmishers don't stand a chance. The villagers don't stand a chance. MBL does not stand a chance. 85 villagers for Liereyy. And it was 58 for MBL a second ago. 85 to 58. How do you stop this? How do you stop this? Well, you quick wall. I mean, that hole caused MBL some problems earlier. But what does MBL do? Now, they actually were playing on a score countdown because the event that they were playing in did not want the games to go for very long. And MBL just says GG 121. I think he meant to say GG 11. MBL probably can't believe that he lost the game after stealing both boars. Have you ever watched a game and then just like thought back and said, wow, that person should have been troubled. That person should have been behind, but it didn't seem like it. Like, that is exactly what this game looked like with Liereyy. I mean, so much so that even in my commentary, I was thinking, like, did MBL do something wrong? I mean, I questioned the scout attack. We talked about the 700 extra food that MBL would have. I questioned the scout attack, but at the same time, forget about what MBL did for a second, and let's just talk about the fact that Liereyy had a feudal time of... Here we go. He had a feudal time of 10 minutes and 14 seconds after losing both of his boars. Guys, I didn't talk about the specifics because I don't want to bore you guys and sometimes stress you guys out with these small, minor little details that have to happen at the high level of Age of Empires 2. But what he did was, when he realized he didn't have the boars, he sent an extra to wood, he built 2 farms nice and early, and he pushed the deer, and he sent 2 more to berries. Liereyy just knew. He just knew. And then he held on, he walled MBL out, played a bit defensive, and then pushed right on back in that game. The counter attack won him the game, though. I think if he does not go for that risky counter attack, the game's a lot more even. But that little counter raid where he walled at home and hid inside town centers and then hit MBL's open economy, that was definitely the way to do it. Man, this whole game was really interesting, but it's also the first time I've recorded the video on a new setup. Also, I asked you questions about Hidden Cup 3 and what you think about laming. And there's just a lot of things that got packed into this video. So anyways, as I always say, it's an absolute pleasure to put the extra work into the YouTube only content. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Also give me thoughts on the new resolution. I still need to toy around with it. Okay. So if you're not a fan, understand that it might not be like this forever. I'll just take feedback and then try and iron out the kinks. Also, there might be some other quality issues as well. This is, in my opinion, just the best way to test it. But ultimately, I appreciate you guys to death. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on a new Twitch stream or a new YouTube video soon. Have a nice day.